And here we are with the next episode of Geek Out with episode number 7. 7 episodes already. We have some familiar faces here today, including the amazing Robert.
Waffles.
And the awesome Keeper.
Hi.
Hi, he says. And we have another episode where we have 3 topics to discuss. And the first topic you might, if you're following this channel, you're more than likely familiar with it, is the Cow song and the Cow series, really. And we get to discuss a little bit about the background and some of the elements related to the Cow song and or Cow videos. But we're going to start off by probably breaking the hearts of almost every single Alexis in the world, because if you've seen the video, the original Cow song, you know that it ends with that it's dedicated to Alexis. You know, that proceeds help go to her college fund and everything. And there's been a lot of, individuals that say, hey, it's probably me, I'm Alexis. But unfortunately, their hearts might be broken this time around, because, ladies and gentlemen, this is our opportunity to reveal the one and only Alexis Shoddick.
Woo! Hi.
And she's coming at us a little. She's a little lagged here today, but we got her. This is the one and only, the celebrity that the Cow song and the Cow series was all created behind, because she asked for it. Originally, the Cow song came from an idea that was from her. She wanted something, and she specified that something, and it was an animation style, that kind of a viral video, and I'd never done any of those, and not an animator or anything like that, and I figured, well, this sounds like a fun challenge, I guess. I'll give it a try and see what happens, and it kind of took the approach of the old Quizno commercials, which were fun. And it worked. It took forever to make that one animation. Took forever, especially when everything was just trial and error. But it came to life, and who would have known that it would have blown up to over 20 million views? So I'd say that Alexis is definitely now a celebrity, since every single 20 million plus people saw it end with saying it's dedicated to her. And it branched off to multiple other videos, and there might be more coming soon, hopefully, maybe. We'll see. And maybe we'll get some ideas and not crowd-funded, but crowdsource it at least in terms of ideas, maybe. I don't know. But that's Cow song and Alexis, the one and only. And I don't know, Alexis, do you have any commentary about the Cow song?
It's the best song ever, and if anyone's watching this that has not seen it, they should go and watch it right now.
Sounds fair enough. Kiefer?
Because it is fantastic.
I agree with that statement. It is the best song ever. And I also agree, just go watch it. Even if you've already watched it, rewatch it a couple times. Maybe get a couple more views in there. That'd be nice.
And share it.
Like anyone can watch that song too many times.
Just put it on repeat.
Exactly.
How about Robert?
Put it on repeat while you sleep.
Yes, the Cow song should go down in history as one of the most interesting songs I've ever heard. Respect. As far as putting it on repeat in my truck, that's not going to happen. But yeah, much respect to the dedication and the professionalism and the production of the Cow song. James?
I'd say that it was in the beginning, it was quite the trial, because there's a lot of techniques used in the video that I'd never tried before, but I came from a background of heavy use in Photoshop. I've always been obsessed with Photoshop, so I figured, all right, and I've got some experience using Flash back in the days, and I'll just kind of put those two together and try to build that out in Premiere. And I did it just frame by frame by frame by frame, and just editing as I went, and photoshopping every scene, trying to just throw everything I had at it, and just whatever popped into mind. And it just, once I got some of the concepts down, I mean, everything just started pouring into my head, where I just started just adding all sorts of stuff, and it just became fun after that. And then more of a challenge with each video after that, because it's just like, well, now what? It's already done the Cow song, so now we got to make something else that's even better, that has better variables and effects and things like that, and whatnot. So it was fun, and I got to dedicate it to my little sister. So That was an honor.
It was definitely an honor to have you.
And it had an ending with something that was influenced by Kiefer down there, actually, which is the zombie stick that ended some of the videos. That was fun. There's been other Easter eggs kind of sewn throughout everything too, but yeah, that's a long time spent in front of a computer playing around and learning how to animate. Simple animate, but animate nonetheless. Totally worth it.
Zombie Stick was the beginning and end of my short-lived voice acting career.
Well, I wouldn't call it the end. Maybe it's just the door that opens up to more down the line. So only time would tell.
Yeah, you can put it on your resume. Like, I was a talking stick. Hire me.
Yeah, you need an IMDb profile. Voice
That
actor.
would look interesting.
Yeah, I think it would. All right, well that's a nice brief history point right there on a wonderful and classic and one of the top YouTube videos ever created on YouTube. Biased opinion, but I think so. But I guess that moves us to our next topic, which is themed around our time period right now that we just happen to be resting right next to Halloween. And there has been an announcement, or at least a lot. It started with rumors, and it was confirmed by Bette Midler, who said that they reached out to her and said, we want to do this, and she said, heck yeah, and the original cast was like, heck yeah. So they are planning to make a Hocus Pocus 2 movie, a sequel to that classic Halloween movie, or just all around family friendly movie that blew up. It was incredible how much of a following it had. And you're going to have the original, at least the main characters, the three witches, played by Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy. They're all back. I don't even know how to say her last name. I kind of avoid her. Is Najimy? Najimy? I don't want to butcher anybody's name there, but Najimy. But they're all three, very talented actresses, and they're both going to be brought back into the sequel, which is pretty cool. There's been no discussion on who else might, if the little girl and her brother are going to be in there or not, but we'll find out once they leak out some more information. But what kind of comments or kind of input we have about this movie coming out? For this, we'll start with Robert.
Yeah, okay, sure. Well, I'm sure the first one was very nice. Never saw it. I'm sure the second one will be very nice. Don't plan to see it. All I know of the second one is Mariah Carey is supposed to be in it. I think I saw that. Other than that, yeah, Hocus Pocus. Okay, Alexa, there you go.
Oh, okay, hi. I think it sounds really exciting. I think the fact that they have the main cast is the most important thing, because I feel like if they hadn't got the main cast for the Three Witches, people would be no. So I think that's very important. I know the first one has a cult following, and it still does. I see people walking around with like Hocus Pocus shirts all over, and where I work, we had Hocus Pocus merch, and it sold out within like the first 2 days. So like it's still very prevalent, and I think the news of the second one is really gonna excite people, and I think it'll be really fun, hopefully, especially with the original actresses.
And for that, we'll move on to Kiefer.
Yeah, I'm with Robert on this one. I completely agree with him. I haven't seen the first one. I don't know if I'm going to see the second one. I didn't even know the second one existed. I didn't even know the first one existed until like 3 days ago. So, I'm just kind of disconnected from everything. So that's about that.
Hey, Kiefer.
Yeah, Robert.
Solidarity.
You can tell the generational gap here that we're experiencing at this moment.
Yep.
I think I was... Wow. How old was I when Hocus Pocus was big? Maybe like 12, I think. I just remember that the blonde actress, I think Sarah Jessica Parker. She had a scene in the movie where she's flying around on a broomstick, singing and trying to lure all the children so they can suck their souls or whatever it was. And but as she was singing I don't know, it's what she was wearing. It's, I was a kid and I was just going, I like this movie. But it actually grew on my mother because she's very obsessive about when she finds something she really likes, she'll watch it a million times. So she kind of wore me out on Hocus Pocus because she absolutely obsessed over it. And I saw it one too many times. But even despite that,